Mikel Arteta's Arsenal returned back to winning ways after thrashing Crystal Palace 5-0 at the Emirates Stadium. In this video, let's discuss the talking point from Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Santi. If you're already here, kindly smash the like button. If you're new, kindly subscribe to the channel and support your boy as I push my way to 10,000 subscribers. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal finally returned to winning ways after going weeks without a Premier League win. It was so relieving to see today. Everybody was on top of their game, and that's what happens when you put your chances away. We've been horrendous in front of goal in recent weeks. Created a lot of chances against Aston Villa. We were wasteful against Brighton. We were wasteful, but we're lucky to come out of that game with 2 goals. Against Liverpool just 2 weeks ago, we're wasteful as well. Against Fulham was just one game that I feel like we're absolutely dog shit. Performance-wise, result-wise, that game was just off. But every other game, we've created chances after chances after chances. We just couldn't put our chances away. And today, that's what we did different. We created 6 big chances in today's game, and we put 5 of those away. That's what happens. And look at the scoreline, 5-0. That's what happens when you put your chances away. I've been saying this, but my first talking point from this game is Alexander Zinchenko. This guy, I've been saying it since last season. This guy's not a defender. He's a midfielder. It's common knowledge. He played as a midfielder for his country. Before he's moved to Man City, he's been playing his whole career as a midfielder. Just Pep and Arteta had this idea of playing an inverted fullback from that position, and he fit that role perfectly well. The only problem with him is he cannot defend because he's never been a defender all his career. And the only time I have a problem with him is when he's not doing what is expected of him on the ball going forward, and that's when I have a problem. I think that happened in the West Ham game. It was absolutely terrible on the ball, was giving the ball away every now and then, and you can still not defend. Now that's where I have a problem. But if you are doing what I expect you to do on the ball, and then I can, excuse your defensive deficiencies. For me today, he was one of the best players on the pitch. Played 90 minutes, had 2 clearances, 0 block shots, 1 interceptions, 5 tackles, was dribble past tries, had 101 touches, completed 76 out of 85 passes at 89% accuracy rate. He completed most passes in the game, had 1 key pass, was successful on 0 occasions with crosses, completed 3 of 4 long balls, won 5 of 8 grand draws, and won 4 of 5 area draws. Lost possession 12 times, 1 shot on target, 1 shot off target. I think one of Zinchenko's underrated traits is his area ability. He's so good in the air for a person of his height. And a lot of people just look at his height and automatically, resort to that narrative that he's so poor in the air. He's one of our best players in the air. If you look at the numbers, he's so good in the air. And today, he was everywhere. Played his role well. He was all over the midfield, giving line-breaking passes. There was one moment he gave, I think it was Trossard. I wasn't expecting this guy to put that ball where he put it for Trossard in the first half. This is what I expect you to do. So far, you do this for me in games. I don't really care much about your defensive deficiencies because I know with you on top of your game and we're finishing our chances, we're going to score a lot of goals. So 1 or 2 defensive moments where you were not good won't change that. And as well, he made 3 tackles in the game. Not like he didn't do any defensive shit. It was just so it was perfect today. Yeah, he didn't put a foot wrong for me. And I feel like against 80% of the team in this league, Zinchenko is actually good. He can play, except when you require him to defend in games where we don't have absolute control of the game, absolute dominance of the game. Then that's where there's a problem with his defensive, because he's going to come under a lot of pressure. He's going to have to do a lot of defending, and Gabriel would not be there every time to babysit him doing that. So yeah, these are the games where I feel like you should bring in a different profile in person of Tomiyasu or maybe Kivio to defend 1v1. But other than that, Zinchenko for me, till Timber come back at least, is the way to go. So far, he keeps doing what he does on the ball, then I don't have any problem with him in the team. Second talking point for me is Jorginho. I've been saying this all season. Jorginho has only done one thing wrong this season against Spurs. his mistake against Spurs is the only thing he's done wrong this season. And even in that game, he had an overall good game, except that one moment. He had an overall good game. Every single time he's been called upon this season, it's been excellent for me. Maybe against Newcastle where he was being bullied, and it was good on the ball. If the referees were doing their job in that game, it wouldn't be a problem. But aside that, every other game Jorginho has played this season, he's been good. And today, I don't get it. Maybe Arteta is not trusting him. I know our fan base really underrates him, but even the manager, who I expect to know better, is choosing his experiment of Havertz over playing Jorginho, because whatever we are missing in Partey, Jorginho at least bring 80% of this thing, at least 80% of it. The line breaking passes, the chances creation from deep, he's just too good. He's a leader on the pitch, comes with experience as well. So, and it's a no-brainer. A midfield three of Jorginho, Declan Rice and Odegaard is the best we can play right now. If you want to continue your Havertz experiments, do it off the bench. Keep him on the bench, bring him on. And if there are games whereby we need his area ability up front, start him in those games. At this crucial moment in time, we've done this for 7 months now, and it's not really worked. It's worked in some games, but it's not worked consistently. Let's not lie to ourselves. So play Jorginho week in, week out. Even today, it took a Declan Rice knock for Jorginho to come onto the pitch. Play him week in, week out. And even if you can't start him, you have to, rest Declan Rice in some games. Take him off. It's okay. It's not a must. You take a knock, or before you do this, rotate your players more. A lot of people have been crying for it. I've been defending the manager, but at this point, just is a no-brainer. Just do it, because we don't really have that depth right now. If anything happens to Declan Rice now, we're finished. We are left with Jorginho, and if anything happens to Jorginho, then we are down to an enemy. So it's a no-brainer. You have to trust this guy more. He's very good on the ball. The only deficiency he has is he can't really run. His athleticism. But I feel like with Declan Rice beside him in that double pivot, then there is no problem with these things. Today he only played 17 minutes, had 33 touches, completed 26 out of 29 passes, had 90% accuracy rate, 1 key pass, completed 3 of 3 long balls, created 1 big chance, 1 shot off target, 1-2 of 3 grand draws, lost possession only 3 times, made 2 tackles, was dribbled past once, and he got an assist from the game as well. It's just a no-brainer. Going forward, our midfield should be Jorginho, Declan Rice and Odegaard. Next player I would love to point out is Gabriel Jesus. He's been struggling in the league this season. His form in the Champions League is top, but he's not been able to replicate it in the league. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but even at that, he's still our best striker, because he's not scoring, Eddie is not scoring, and Havertz is not really scoring. But when you look at what they all bring into the team, you can't compare any of them with Jesus. The fluidity he brings to our attack, his work rate, how selfless he is on the ball, is just no-brainer. A few people have been calling for Trossard to start ahead of him. Some have been calling for Eddie to get consistent run of games. But if you look at what Jesus' work rate, and you just cannot bench him. Today, I feel like he had a very decent game today. Didn't score a goal, but grabbed an assist, 1 shot off target, 2 block shots, had 100% dribble success, completed 4 of 4 dribbles, 38 touches, completed 16 of 23 passes, 4 key passes, completed 1 of 1 long balls, created 2 big chances, won 7 of 8 grand draws, was poor in the air for me today, won 1 of 5 area draws, lost possession 11 times, 1 foul, was fouled twice, 3 offsides. His run was poor for me today, but other than that, he made up for that by creating most of the chance in the game. Created 4 chances overall alongside Bukayo Saka, and created 2 big chances in that game. For me, he had an excellent game. And Martinelli as well, I must mention, came on and had an excellent cameo. 2 goals off the bench when you only had to play how many minutes? Barely played 20 minutes in that game, and scored 2 goals off the bench. That was a much more needed confidence booster for him, because this is he's really struggled for form, struggled for consistency. Play good in this game, and next 5 games is really poor. But his decision making today for me was still a little bit off. He keeps the ball too much and just doesn't look up. He's always looking down, running to dead end. If he can improve that aspect of his game, and Mikel giving him more freedom, to express himself rather than just taking him to the touchline, then I feel like he will return to his best. But today he had a very good game. 2 goals off the bench. That was really needed for him, and everybody is so happy for him today. Smith Rowe as well came off the bench at 20 minutes. I think that was the longest he's played off the bench since, let me say, this season. For me, it was average. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too good. So he had, let me call it decent. He had a decent game, but I want to see more of this consistently. I'm not saying you should start him, but give him, solid minutes consistently, and before we know it, he'll be back to his best. But if you're playing him today, next 3 games he's sitting on the bench, no way he's going to get back to his best form. So yeah, play him consistently off the bench, give him solid minutes, and before we know it, he's just back to his best. So yeah, more of that today as well. The overall team performance was good. David Raya made 5 saves, was good on the ball, set up, I think it was our 3rd goal with that counter attack, that fast long throw was good. Saliba was his good save. Ben White dealt with Eze very well for me today. Gabriel, what a performance. 2 goals from set piece. Because that second goal, I'm not hearing all those own goal talks. Nah, that ball was already heading to the back of the net before the keeper had a touch of it. So yeah, it was a Gabriel 2 goals for me. And defensively, nothing got past him. It was monstrous defensively as well. Zinchenko as well, like I said earlier, I don't have to say it again. You already know. I don't have to say what he did today again. He had a very good game. Declan Rice had an average game for me for the Declan Rice standard. And I hope his injury isn't something serious. Odegaard, let me say, had an average game. Don't want to say he had a poor game, but it wasn't really there today. So yeah, Havertz had a poor game. He made some runs that wasn't spotted, but overall on the ball was just, his body language is so annoying sometimes. There was a moment where it wasn't even offside and he just left the ball like that. Carry on. Maybe it's just tiny margin, even if you're offside. Carry on. You don't know what might come out of that attacking run. He just left the ball and automatically assumed it was offside. So I didn't like that. And it didn't really do much for me on it today. So yeah, he should have been taken off way before he was taken off. So yeah, that was that about him. The front 3, Saka still not back to his best, but managed to grab an assist today. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Declan Rice got an assist as well. Trossard had a good game. He didn't stop going, and every time he got the ball, he's one of the few players that was always trying to make something happen every single time he got the ball. I got this hope that something is going to come out of this move. So yeah, it was good today. Jesus was good, and everybody that came off the bench absolutely contributed to this win. I can't even complain. I have 0 complaint in this game. So it was a very good performance, a much more needed boost for us, to put together a solid run, a consistent run of good results. And I have to lay emphasis on this. This is what you get when you put your chances away. We've been wasteful. We don't really need this right now. We don't have a goal scoring striker that will score from an half chance. So in past games, we've been trying to, make it perfect before we put it at the back of the net, and we've been missing loads of chances. And today, created 6 big chances. Scored how many goals out of it? Scored 5 goals. Look at the score line. The XG was 3 point something thereabouts, and we scored 5 goals out of it. In recent, we were underperforming our XG. Today, we absolutely overperformed, nearly doubled our XG in goals. This is what you get when. That's why I was saying, people coming at the manager for recent results. What are you doing? The manager has coached a win. The numbers are there to prove it, and you are asking him to be sacked for the players not doing their job. So what happens today? The manager should stay now because the players did their job today. So yeah, I hope this is everybody back in form permanently. I hope this is not a one-off result. And let's look at what the manager had to say after the game and what some players had to say after the game. Mikel Arteta was asked about Declan Rice's injury, and this is what he had to say. He was feeling some tightness. I don't know exactly what muscle it was, but when he says that at 3-0, obviously we don't want to take risks, and the same with Big Gabby as well. He had some discomfort. He had a tackle in the first half and was struggling a bit, so it was right moment to take them off. Can't really afford that. You don't have to wait till these people signal that they can't continue before you take them off. Declan Rice was absolutely knackered. I know they are just coming back from Dubai, but at 3-0, 4-0, you have to take off some of your important players you can't afford to lose to injury. Take them off and, you know, give some fringe players minutes. But yeah, I hope the injury is not something serious. Big Gabis was interviewed as well, and this is what he had to say. I'm so happy to score 2 goals to help my team, and of course I'm so happy for Martinelli to score. He's come off the bench and scored 2 goals. This is the mentality for the team. I think 1 more minute on the pitch, he will score another goal. I can't lie, the rate at which Martinelli was scoring the goals after his first goal, I was still watching the replay and the second goal already went in. So yeah, that was so good for both of them, both of the big Gabis. 4 Brazilian goals today. More of that, please, going forward. Martinelli was interviewed as well after the game, and this is what he had to say. It was a brilliant performance from the team. I think we needed a game like that. As I always say, I'm here to help the team. Even if it's 1, 2, 3 minutes, I'm ready. Today I had the opportunity to score 2 goals, and I'm so happy with the team. What an incredible performance from him. More of this going forward, consistently going forward. Been hammering on that. Consistency from the whole team, individually, the manager, and just maybe our season is not over in the title race. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are we back in the title race? What are your thoughts about the game? Who is your man of the match? Kindly smash the like button as well. It takes the video a long way. And let me know, get involved in the comments. Let me know what you think about the game. And I'll see you on the next one.